Sorry, they came to me just a minute ago, short time ago. A couple, so in love, so deeply in love, so to say, getting married and having 4 children. But on this particular day, he comes home all fired up and excited because it's clean close to time for a celebration. There's an anniversary coming about. They've been married now 7 years, and he wants to do something special, extra, extra special. So he decides he wants to call her friends to find out, hey, what is a good idea? That's how you do things. You know what I mean? Women know each other, and the friends is supposed to be good opportunity to find out. Well, she like this, she like that, da 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 da, all that good stuff. And he wants to have a party. He wants to make things just right for her because now they have been together, no problem, so to speak. You know what I mean? So you know the little ups and downs, but that was really no ups and downs. It was just questionable things. So therefore they worked through it. Really wasn't in it anything important to be concerned about. But they loved each other, so to speak, and they gave to each other. And he trusted her beyond measure. He go to work hard, sometimes put in overtime, extra time, and take trips on the jobs and everything. Well, she more or less a stay-at-home mom, but she does extra things. She volunteers socially, but she's not really that outward going social type of person. But hey, it happens sometimes. You know what I mean? But she still puts in her fair share in the community, a little church stuff, and lo and behold, one day, like I say, he comes home excited and he wants to just do something for her special. She's always been on his mind for the good things. So he decided to like, okay, I'll call some of her friends to find out about a date, find out what's like, this and that other, just to how you say collaborate, communicate, just to find out to see what's going on. Anyway, so she go put the kids to bed. So while she's going to put the kids to bed and everything, and he said, I'll go through her phone to find out the phone number, her best friend, her running buddies, that kind of stuff. Right? So he goes into her phone and he's looking for her number, the friend's number and everything. So he knows the name of the friend, but never really know their personal numbers and stuff like that. So anyway, he gets the number. Before he could put the phone down, she's coming downstairs. What are you doing with my phone? So he said, oh, just looking for a number. Well, what kind of number are you looking for? This and that and the other, right? And he said, well, I wanted to check some of your friends out. He didn't want to really tell her to uh, bust the bubbles, and so to speak. He just wanted to, try to play it off more or less. It's innocent, right? Innocent. So you shouldn't be going into people's phones and this and that and other. I mean, the girl go off the deep end, like, right? And then it started escalating about he's betraying her trust. You shouldn't go through people's phone. This is my personal item. This is the situation where you shouldn't do things, this and that other. You crossed the line by going into my phone. They said like, but babe, I wasn't really, trying to check you out or nothing like that. I just well, if you wanted my friend's name and phone number, you could just ask me. But he say now he's trying to get into another play thing. Like, well, he could have, should have, but he didn't because he didn't want her to know that he's checking her friend to find out. Well, why do you want to know my friend's phone number? And this is my special buddy, my best buddy friend number, and so he's trying to like avoid that situation, avoid that comment, avoid that item. So anyway, she continues to, go off on the brother. Then he's like rebounding, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Uh, I was just looking at your phone. I'm sorry, I apologize. Apology wasn't accepted. Apology wasn't good enough for her because now she's really going off the deep end. So he gets upset. My brother gets upset and he said, I don't want to really do anything or say anything that's going to hurt, to do something that's I'm going to regret. So he grabs his keys and he said, I'll just take a ride. Now by this time it's like not really late at night, but it's past the bedtime for the children. I say about 10, 11 o'clock. Now, she's been arguing for over an hour or so, a little past 11. And he's not a drinking guy, so he doesn't want to go to a bar to have a drink or nothing like that. He just want to ride. But then where do I go? It is this time of night, the park closed. You don't want to go to fast food. You know what I mean? So like he just wanted to get things clear his mind and everything. So on his way driving, he thinks about a friend, a couple. There he calls. Well, they're more or less mature, but they're still good friends of his, especially of his. And she knows him and everything. The wife knows him. So he calls them. They say, well, come on over, come by, we'll talk. So he goes by to talk, and they start to talk. And next thing you know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So they say, well, I just wasn't going to stretch out, on the sofa and everything. And he does. Next morning, he said, oh my God, I got to go to work. And like, so he gets ready to go to work. Well, ready to go home and take a shower and everything. So he's like, well, I'm going to for days. They said, well, you can clean up here, this and that, and the other, then he go to work. So he gets to work on time and everything, but there's some police waiting for him at his job. He said, they asked him, what's your name and everything. He said, yeah. And he said, well, what's going on? What's the matter? They said, well, we had a call from a Mrs. So-and-so and so-and-so that you abuse her, domestic violence. And we have to answer the question of domestic violence that you hurt her. What? But I was at home. Wasn't home last night and everything. But yes, we did have a little argument. But I didn't touch her or anything. In fact, I left home and I stayed the night with some friends of mine. He said, well, you could call them to find out. But they arrested him. They took him down, everything. Then they went to an investigation. Find out that he was really at the friend's house and everything. But in the meantime, they have to really investigate the domestic violence type thing situation. So the job now, by him being arrested at the job, they fires him. Wow. They fires him. So now there's no job. So anyway, no job. So that evening, he goes back over to his friend's house and everything, tell him about he getting fired, everything that day. He got to go home in the afternoon, find out that the lock's been changed. What? So the lock's been changed. He's now upset. What's going on here? So he's locked out of the house. Locked out, no job, and now what he's gonna do? So she not answering. She don't want to say anything to him, anything. So he got to go back to his friend's house and everything. They say, okay, well, you can stay here for for a while, find out what's going on, see what's happening. So they started investigating, find out about the domestic problem. It wasn't really a domestic problem, so they had to drop that case. But in the meantime, damage is done. So come to find out, his wife of these 7 years or so has been cheating on him. And had 4 kids. Come to find out that uh, 2 of the 4 kids are not his. So now he's really devastated. He's upset. So all of those problems and issues and everything come out, say, when you put enough light on the situation, things come to light. Come out of the darkness into the light. People find out what's going on. Now they're talking. The few people at the church talking, the community talking. So now she's embarrassed because she finds out that he only wanted to know about the friend's number and then find out about him want to give her a surprise party and getting a gift for her because he loves her so much that now she's caught out, completely caught out to the bay. But in the meantime, by her being devastated, by her being so ashamed, now everything's open, everything's bared out, laid out to the world to see. Dirty clothes on the line, so to speak. So now she's so distraught now. She's upset. He's lost his job. She changed the lock. So now he knows something was happening. He finds out that she was cheating, had been cheating, finds out now that two of his children, not his, finds out now that whatever thought he thought it was love wasn't really love. She was going along with it because he thought for sure that that she loved him as much as he loved her. And he loved her so unconditionally that he trusted her all the way and so much. And this is a good thing to do, but the point of it is what happened along the way? Why did she have to cheat? Finding out that one of the two children that wasn't his was two baby daddies. One of the baby daddies was a prominent person in the church because she was volunteering there for different things, different situations, different organizations there and everything. Now she gets a baby. She doesn't tell her husband. What happened to the situation now? Was that something in her past? Was that something that she didn't tell her husband about when they were dating? When they were really expressing their love one to another? Because the sexual part about it was okay, so to speak. He thought he was doing a good job and everything about that line of that area. So he didn't really question her to find out, baby, is everything all right? Are you fulfilled? What else? Or what is, are you bored? Because this is what happens so many times with cheating, adultery, all of these things that come about, unfaithfulness. So he wants to know why. Was it me? Because this is the question I always ask. What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? What did you need other than that? You get everything, mostly everything you need, everything. I thought I was taking care of the house, taking care of you, giving you things, to please you, to show my respect, show my appreciation, to show that I cared, to show that I respected you. I really admired you. And then come to find out he wasn't enough for her. But she never told him that. So communication really is a blessed thing. But the point of it is, no matter how communicated you are, no matter how good you think you are, sometimes there's always can be something in the background, that shadow, that little dust, that little straw that broke the camel's back, that little lint in your pocket, that little last $1 that was spent, that you forgot that you had spent it and now you need it. Sometimes things can just happen, come up out of the blue. That's why we have to put ourselves in that position that say that expect the unexpected, always have a plan B, always but then you put yourself in a position where you're not trusting each other when you have to go through that place of having a plan B for exit, hold up, exactly trust everything that happened, every red flag that come about, every disappointment, every disagreement, every uh, situation of vibration, distraction. You have to like go through the challenge, go through the test about, is this going to be a matter of infidelity? Every time she get moody or broody or bored, is this an infidelity situation? Is she cheating on me? Is she seeing something about that? And this can drive you crazy. But the pain of it is that these things can happen sometime out of the blue, out of the clear, unexpected, and it hurts. It hurts so bad because my brother, they have no idea that just because he looked at her phone to find out her friend's number so that they could surprise her, to give her something that she would always want and to remember. And she remembered it all the way to the point that one day, she couldn't take it anymore. The shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, driving one night, she goes head on into an 18-wheeler because this is why the pain of betrayal can lead to disaster, can lead to a deadly end. And our deadly end is a point of no return. So while we have that opportunity and the chance, think about these things. Think about, okay, the temptation. Think about the why, what. Before you say I do, go through the list. Then do the pilot checks, the checklist. All of those things that is necessary and needed to get your passengers safe to a destination, to get yourself to a destination. Do your checkpoint now while you're still single, or even if you just got married. Do your checkpoint now. So that if anything that's hanging about, anything that's hanging up, anything that is in the background, in the shadow, in the clouds, in the storms, in the horizon, you can be answered. Think about those things. And we just want to bring this to you right here, right now, to let you know that sometimes it doesn't mean that every time that you say no, a little argument, that you're going to jump into bed with somebody else, even an emotional cheating is also bad. What are you thinking about? Because we're told that if you look at something with lust in your eyes and it reaches into your heart that you desire something, you've already committed adultery. So it's keeping your mind, keep your heart, keep your strength, your spirit straight and powerful. Now you can go through the challenge, you can go through the life, you can go on that road and that value. And if anything come about to try to get you distracted, to get you attention distracted off the course, not that you won't be focused no more on who you are and what you're about, that you're no longer a whole person. Now you can bounce back. You can get back. You can get up and continue to grow. So with that in mind, thank you for being with us. Check us out. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Tell your friends about this. So, you know, we all need to know. We all need to talk about these things. We need to, because betrayal is a dangerous thing. It's a hurtful thing. Lust, seduction, infidelity, unfaithfulness, cheating is so rampant and it's so expect it today. No one is knowing that this is a loaded gun and the trigger is very sensitive, very, very sensitive. And the bullet have no respect of life or person. So with that in mind, wonderful people, take care as we lead the life, go through the life, and on this journey and on this path of life, peace and grace and love, joy and happiness be with you and yours, always. Be one. Bye now.